They say you should never judge a book by its cover. But that night, in a crowded bar filled with laughter and music, one arrogant man decided he could. He saw a quiet woman sitting alone, sipping her drink, eyes distant like she was somewhere else entirely. What he didn't know, what no one in that bar knew, was that this woman wasn't just quiet. She was dangerous, disciplined, and the reason hundreds of soldiers once made it home alive. And when he leaned in and asked her one question, "What's your call sign, sweetheart?" the entire room fell silent after her two words. Viper 1. That was the moment his smile vanished, and his drink slipped right out of his hand. It was a Friday night at the Rusty Anchor, a small-town bar near the edge of a military base. Music thumped, laughter rolled, and the air smelled of beer and fried food. Among the noise, a woman sat at the end of the counter, quiet, composed, her posture straight but her eyes tired. Her name was Elena Carter. She looked ordinary, simple jeans, leather jacket, and hair tied back neatly, but there was something about her aura that made even the bartender keep a respectful distance. She wasn't there for company or conversation. Just peace. Then came Derek Malone, loud, arrogant, and freshly drunk. A former high school athlete who thought the world still owed him attention. He'd been bragging all night about how real men serve, how weak people hide behind others. When his friends noticed Elena sitting alone, one of them joked, "Hey, Derek, there's your next target, the quiet type. Bet she'll melt when you talk to her." Derek smirked, straightened his jacket, and swaggered over. "Hey there, sweetheart," he slurred, leaning too close. "You military? You look like one of those tough types." Elena didn't answer. She just kept her gaze on the drink in front of her, calm, steady. He laughed. "Oh come on, don't be shy. What's your call sign, huh?" Every soldier's got one. The bar fell a little quieter. A few soldiers sitting nearby turned their heads. For a moment, Elena didn't speak. Then, in a voice so calm it sent a chill through the air, she said, "Viper 1." You could almost feel the silence land. The color drained from Derek's face. The soldiers who'd turned to look suddenly went stiff, a few of them even exchanged glances of shock and respect. Derek stammered, "Wait, Viper 1. Like the one from the mission in Kandahar." Elena finally looked up. Her eyes, sharp, cold, and full of memories no one should have to carry, locked onto his. "Yeah," she said quietly. "That one." The bartender froze mid-wipe. A Marine sitting by the jukebox stood and saluted her. The mood shifted completely, the laughter died, replaced by reverence. Derek's drink slipped from his trembling hand, crashing to the floor. He'd just mocked a living legend. The room stayed silent for a moment too long. Then Derek muttered, "You're lying. Viper 1's dead. Everyone knows that." Elena sighed softly. That's what they wanted people to think. One of the older men at the bar stepped forward, a retired colonel named Mason Briggs. He whispered, "Ma'am. I served under your command. Operation Black Dagger. You saved my squad when no one else could." Elena nodded faintly, emotion flickering in her eyes. "Glad you made it home, Colonel." Suddenly, the atmosphere changed from disbelief to deep respect. People stood. Glasses were set down. Even the music stopped. The woman who'd sat quietly for an hour was now the center of every heartbeat in that room. Elena wasn't just a soldier, she was a legend, known for leading an elite rescue team that had pulled civilians and comrades from impossible situations. Viper 1 wasn't just a call sign, it was a name whispered like a prayer in the battlefield. Derek, now sober in seconds, swallowed hard. I didn't mean, I was just joking." She looked at him steadily. "That's the problem, Derek. You never know who you're talking to, or what battles they've fought to sit here in peace." He lowered his head. "I'm sorry." Elena stood up slowly, tossing a few bills on the counter. "You don't need to apologize to me," she said. "Just learn to respect silence. Some of us earned it." She turned to leave, and the room cleared a path for her. The colonel stood at attention, hand to his heart, and the others followed in silent salute. As the door closed behind her, the night air felt heavier, sacred, almost. Derek sat down, face pale, hands trembling. One of his friends whispered, "Man, you just picked a fight with a hero." He nodded quietly, his arrogance gone. "Yeah," he said softly. And she didn't even need to fight back. That night taught everyone in that bar, and hopefully, all of us watching, something powerful. You never know what battles someone has fought to earn their peace. The quiet ones often carry the loudest stories. And sometimes, the strongest person in the room doesn't roar. They just say 2 words, and the world goes silent.